I might have you in front of some of your paintings as well.
Okay.
But I'll start with your bed and then kind of move along, maybe to here, or if you're okay with rearranging them this way.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So Nikkei basically means Japanese diaspora when you translate it into English, or Japanese who have left Japan. When I think of the term Nikkei, most people will think of like it being very one-dimensional, but people are not. So I was in Ginoza recently, or in 2018, for a Kenshu program, which is meant for diaspora from specific villages. It really made the place that I thought about as my great-grandpa's hometown into a reality, into like a real, physical, tangible place. That I think a lot of Nikkei should, or a lot of people in the diaspora in general should get that chance to be able to experience their hometowns where their families are from, regardless of how generationally far they are from who immigrated. Yeah, cute. I like those poses. But you can pose however you like, because I just want you to be comfortable. That's the main part. So. So I started in around 2015 when I moved to New York. I was starting to connect a lot with other Nikkei individuals, both on the internet and among my friend group, just asking them how they felt about their histories, their connection to their culture. And I started having a lot of conversations about people who felt like they didn't fit in. There weren't other people who had similar experiences to them, so that was the first push for me to start the project. And the Nikkei Dream project is to focus on identity, cultural identity, memory, history, and the idea of representation. Okay, what does Japan mean to you?
I used to think that Japan was like the homeland, but I think now as I grow older and I'm kind of finding my way, I think it's more of like a vacation spot / where my family is from type of thing.
So I shot their bedrooms because I feel like it's a glimpse of who they are as a person, whether it's their interests or their memories of something. The room is a very personal, intimate space. So for me, it's another layer of who they are as a person, as an individual. Okay, and when did you realize you were Japanese?
So I've always known I was Japanese. I grew up being raised Japanese Hawaiian. It was when I was in 6th grade that I realized I was actually black, and that was like a huge shock to me because I never really like cognitively put it together that I looked different from my family at all. Nobody ever said anything about it. So that was like a huge culture shock. And then I had to sort of relate that to my Japanese-ness. Like, am I less Japanese now that I have this one other thing? Or like, am I less multi-ethnic if I represent one culture or the other?
As I went on, I really thought about the ideas of representation and a conversation between the subject and I. So I started recording them talking about how they felt about their connection, about their identity, and what generation they are. And then after that, I started thinking about a writing component as another aspect of who they are, because the video component was more for them to share, I guess, specifically about their Japanese identity and their Japanese heritage. Whereas the writing component, I wanted it to be a little bit more open about who they were as a person or how they felt at that moment in time. There were some similarities between some individuals, but not everyone. They would make work or showcase work that related to their Japanese heritage. So between those individuals, that was similar, but most people had something more related to who they were as an individual rather than who they were within Japanese culture. When I first started on the project, I feel like growing up in Hawaii, I've been very privileged when it comes to ethnicity and culture, just because there's such a large population of Japanese descended individuals here. So growing up, I never really felt, I guess, disconnected or like I needed to even find a place within my Japanese identity. So going to New York, focusing on this project really brought me to become involved with a lot of Nikkei related programs and organizations. And it kind of brought me around to be more involved and interested in a way that I don't think I would have if I stayed in Hawaii, and allowed me to kind of get to learn about the different experiences of people who don't have the same kind of privileges I do here.